Black Widow, brand new Marvel movie, the kickoff of Phase 4 as far as the films go, not including the TV series, because we've already gone through what now? We've gone through WandaVision, we've gone through the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we've
Loki.
gone through now Loki. I think Loki just wrapped up, I'm pretty sure. Hawkeye's next, and this one kind of kickstarts Hawkeye, which is going to be the next thing. I got to hand it to Marvel. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm getting tired of Marvel movies just in general. Even though this one was kind of fun to see in a theater again after 2 years. I'm getting tired of Marvel in general, but let it never be said that Marvel doesn't plan these things to a T. Because this movie's out, Black Widow's out. I would assume Hawkeye's probably going to launch in August or September, which is a perfect continuation of this series. And there's a few others as well, a few other TV series they got in the pipeline the next while. I'm most looking forward to the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. That will be a thing next year.
That's
I am most looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that camp, that cheese, that self-awareness. There's a degree of like, oh no, are they gonna overdo it or like too on the nose? But if I trust the Guardian series to have that to kind of nail that humor, and also like, you know what, we could use it. Whatever, I'm down for it, man. I actually did watch the Star Wars holiday special on YouTube. It is available. You can actually view it on YouTube, and it is a time. I would strongly suggest taking the time to watch at least part of it. Holy crap, that is an experience. Star Wars holiday special. Anyway, yeah. I'm just glad that there is a superhero entertainment company that at least looks like it has its shit together, and that is Marvel. Say what you will, maybe it's formulaic. It definitely is formulaic, and it's samey and whatever, tropey as hell. But at least they have their shit together, and I respect that on a fundamental level, as opposed to some other superhero entity companies. But yeah, let's talk about Black Widow.
Black Widow, though. Yep, kicks off Phase 4, and man, you know what? I just say this, and this is not an original take by any means, but God, does it suck that like Black Widow finally gets her movie after she's dead.
Yep.
It finally happened. It finally happened for her to get her own movie when she's no longer alive in the universe. And I'll say this too: just when you thought F9 would be this year's quintessential summer blockbuster about family, here comes Black Widow to really keep the tradition alive. This is going to be a running thing this year.
I as soon as they started talking about family in Black Widow, I was like, oh my god, we just got out of the meme thicket of all the Dom memes where it's like, yeah, family. Oh my god! But thankfully they didn't. It wasn't overdone too much. I thought compared to Fast 9.
No, it wasn't. But like for blockbusters now, like it's either family or grief are the main themes. It's either family or grief. That's pretty much the standard there. First things first, and I'll throw it over to you. I think that this movie is at its best when it plays like kind of an old school espionage movie. Kind of like Mission Impossible. It has very much Captain America Winter Soldier vibes too, which makes sense because I think it kind of continues off of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in that like post Civil. It's in that immediate aftermath of Civil War, which is a Captain America movie, and yeah, for sure. I think the thing with Marvel is that all their movies are action. Just flat out. I don't think there's a single one that I can think of that isn't. Every Marvel, maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special when that comes out, but we'll see. It's all action. It's all gunfights. It's all martial arts, whatever. And occasionally they get a flavoring, right? So at their core, they're action, but then they get a flavor of in Winter Soldier. It was politics and espionage flavoring, right? In Thor, it's mythology kind of flavoring to it, and Doctor Strange, magic and flavoring. But at the end of the day, they're all action movies, and that's where the sameness complaint does come into. And Black Widow, in the description for the movie, I believe they say like spy thriller. They call it a spy thriller and like a espionage, but not getting a lot of espionage here, to be honest with you, or spy stuff. This is not Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's the aesthetic. It's an aesthetic thing,
Yeah,
if
yes.
anything. It's definitely an aesthetic based sort of thing. And
Mission
you can even see, I
Impossible
think
is
there's
accurate. That is an accurate descriptor.
Mission Impossible and even James Bond, because you do see, I think there's a James Bond clip. If my eyes didn't deceive me, there's a James Bond clip in the background on a TV. I think
it was a Roger
scene.
Moore one. Yeah.
Roger Moore. Thank you. I wasn't crazy.
The silliest one.
Yes. Yeah. The goofiest one that they picked. And I'll say this though. This feels though leaner than a lot of the Marvel movies. It's got a straightforward plot for the most part. It's got a really core dynamic group of characters. You have Scarlett Johansson, obviously, as Natasha. You have Florence Pugh as Yelena. You have David Harbour and Rachel Weisz as their surrogate parents. And then you have a clear villain. I guess you could say a clear villain too in Ray Winstone's Dreykov. And you have also the Taskmaster, Olga Kurylenko, who's not a good I don't think a very good villain, but it's Marvel at this point.
It's probably one of the most disgusting villains we've ever seen, but not really the best constructed or well written or constructed or within context, but certainly one of the most disgusting. It was like Harvey Weinstein levels of disgusting in terms of how this guy operates.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but like the thing with Taskmaster though, too, is that you have those like photographic reflexes angle though that makes her reflect like the motions.
That was
and
like
a
two-scene gimmick that immediately wore itself out.
Pretty much. And then you have, like you said, then you have like the, and the internet's already taken and ran with this, the Harvey Weinstein parallels there.
I did too. And honestly, it's very clear. I mean, the dude even kind of looks like him, not gonna lie. They made him look like him.
He's got the same shave and everything.
Yeah, the same kind of like pudgy, disgusting.
Like going back to clips of it though, like I looked up some clips before after I wrote the review and stuff, just to recontextualize some things. And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely like who they were going for, to say the least. But I mean, it's a simple story though. It draws on inspiration from, I think, a genre that really ages well and gracefully. And it's always going to be relevant, that espionage angle too, of regardless of whatever is happening in the world, there's always going to be foreign conflict, to say the least. So this ages well in that respect too. And I'll be honest too. I think the standout performer here is Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh was easily my favorite part of this movie. She is great. She is believably Russian. She's got that thick tongue to her. And I know I've been talking a lot here, so I'm gonna throw it over to you, D. You give your thoughts.
No, honestly, I was gonna make a point to mention her because first and foremost, her accent. I mean, look, we don't really know what is a true Russian accent. I know I have a friend that is a Russian foreign exchange student, and she has an accent that is not at all, like what you see in the movies, because Russia's a big place, so there's hundreds of dialects and accents just like there are in America. But just something about her charisma and her charm, and that accent was actually, I don't know if it was authentic at all, but it was really easy on the ears. It was, damn, dude, her snark with that Russian twist to it, or that's Slavic. I'll just say Slavic kind of twist to it, was so damn good. Holy shit, dude. The scene where she's pointing out Black Widow's like very outward motions and like how showy she is with her moves. It's like, what is this? Why do you do this? I'm like, God damn, that had me cracking up, dude, because and like the build up to all those scenes are actually pretty well done. It's very easy to get the Marvel humor, and despite me putting that in quotes, it is a thing, and it can be a curse. It can be definitely a bad thing at times. In some movies it's good, like Guardians. In other movies it doesn't work at all. I was gonna say Last Jedi, but that's kind of a different twist and angle. But you know what I'm talking about. But here they definitely they nailed it, because it was dry and it was good, and it was just fun to see her. It was fun to see her have fun, because in the story, in the plot, she breaks free of a chemical hypnotism kind of thing, and it's just her discovering everything is super cool. So yeah, dude, more than Black Widow, a little overshadowed, to not completely, but to a degree. She's definitely the standout for me. It was fun.
No, I agree. And I will say, I'll give props to, on top of Florence Pugh, who you nailed really everything I wanted to say about that performance. I'll add in David Harbour, too. I think he's great comic relief in this. He's comic relief, but he's a character as well. And I think that, elevates him to one of Marvel's better comic relief vessels, especially the prison sequence when he gets broken out of prison and they're flying in the chopper to escape him, Natasha and Yelena. I thought that was one of the best sequences just in terms of dialogue and banter in the whole thing.
Dude, if you really sit back and like look at the plot, we won't spoil anything, but if you look at like how the story goes, dude, he kind of does nothing. If you think about it, he's all talk,
he doesn't,
and he just doesn't do it because like his thing. He's actually the strongest out of all of them in a one-on-one fight. Unless he gets taken out in some other way. But in terms of raw strength, he is a super soldier. He can kick ass, quite handily. But yeah, if you think about it, all the three other mains do way more than him, and he just talks a lot of shit through the whole movie. But I totally dug it. Dude, David Harbour is killing it. Obviously, he is a caricature of a Russian, which is fine because even in the universe that is Marvel, the Red Guardian was kind of a character. He's like it's just Soviet copycat of Captain America, literally. So in that way, he plays with it too, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah, I thought he was very strong. I think the core four here is great. Johansson, Pugh, Harbour, and Wise. I think they're all great here. And that's what makes this movie feel so lean. I think that also helps it too, is that there's this cut and dry sort of nuclear family, for lack of a better term. And it doesn't allow itself to get too distracted. It also doesn't really introduce other heroes. Like, I love Civil War, but Civil War, I think, is one of Marvel's best of the MCU, at least in my opinion.
Me too.
But occasionally, if there was one detriment to that, it felt a little cluttered, just because of how many heroes that were in that one movie too, that had to get some screen time. That was also when we got introduced to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This one feels much more trimmed down and much slimmer of a movie.
Yeah, for sure. I can even excuse the bloatedness feeling of bloatedness in Civil War to a degree, just because what other movies can you say have gotten this far and have this opportunity to do what it's doing?
I completely agree.
So in that way, I forgive it. But yeah, in contrast to that movie, Black Widow is it's a welcome antithesis to that. And honestly, this is the first Marvel movie feature film post Endgame, right? Or did I miss something?
No, this is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Oh, you're right. All right, I take it back.
That came out in July of 2019,
okay.
And that was that was the last Marvel movie we've got. That was this is the first one we've gotten since Far From Home. It's been a full 2 years. But overall, I could forgive you. I can forgive you because that was kind of like the spritzer after Endgame.